When winning is the only option, the sharpest bettors in the world call me. Not because of what I know, but who I know. And the results, well, they speak for themselves. But talk is cheap. So let me show you. The Syndicate Insider Show starts now.
Well, I'm going to hold off on that, but I just want to talk about the Ravens. I think we have a dinner plan.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You wait. Hold on.
You know, my son.
No. You know what? I wait a second. I apologize. I was not running from that. Buffalo should have won that game. It's so sickening they didn't win that game. That the Ravens did nothing and won that game. But you won the bet. So yes, bingo.
Well, I did call it. I mean, I did say they'd probably win by a touchdown, and the Bills secondary would be probably the deciding factor of them not doing so well.
The Bills secondary was awesome.
We both got hope, Brian.
I'm bitter, actually. Yes, no, I did not run from that. So now my question is, what do we do now? Now the Ravens, it gets a little bit saltier for them. When you get into division play. What about your Ravens? Let's focus on them.
Well, I mean, this week, obviously, they're at Cleveland. Cleveland, they're laying a touchdown. I mean, it is on that key number, and any road favorite is extremely tough in the NFL, but Cleveland just stunk it up week one, and this is a middleable opportunity. If you get it early in the week and you get it below that key number, it could be right around that 7.5 mark later in the week, so you can catch both sides and obviously win both bets.
I said something to you off air, Brian. I said, what about the look-ahead situation when you have that Thursday night game? Now you have both New York teams coming off a loss. You make that game pick 'em, and now is when I like Buffalo.
They didn't make. You know what? They didn't make it pick 'em. I mean, this thing got. Jay Cornegay was on. This game opened 3, and it's down to pick, and the Jets are even 1 in some places. I know the Bills laid an ostrich-sized egg in Baltimore offensively, but their defense played lights out in that game. I mean, boy, this is nothing more than a play against the Bills, because I can't be a play on the Jets. I don't understand that movement.
So what I'm saying is that's when you take advantage of that emotional bounce back where everybody's going to look how bad they played, and that's where you hate that word. You get the value of, if you were going to lay 3, you got to love laying a pick 'em or getting +1.
What other games this weekend coming up, or what you saw last week?
I gotta love the Saints, because I like the number 4.5 scares me on the favorite side. I was all over the Giants laying 1. I pushed. That was one of the. We had one push this week. That was the Giants. We were on the Saints. They were down early. They came back in extraordinary fashion and got the job done. I could see the Giants winning this game by a field goal, not covering the 4.5. And I'm not putting it as a selection, but I am not one that's going to lay 4.5 in any game. If I see that number, I'm more than likely going to grab the 4.5 and lay the 4.5. And the Saints, I see no reason why that line shouldn't be 3.
All right. And Mike, hey, it's not just about the NFL and college football. Baseball continues to roll along, soccer, WNBA, whatever it is.
Soccer right now while we're on air.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just cashed in on a first half ticket on the Barcelona team while we were on air. They just went to half, and the Champions League is going. It's a year-round sport. It's not just seasonal like we have the sports here. It happens all year round, and there are spots that we pick and choose throughout the season, and especially in the middle of the day like today.
How about baseball, boys and girls? What are we going to do with that American League East? Became pretty interesting. It was interesting, but now you actually kind of throw the Yankees into the equation.
How about Seattle? They've won 6 in a row on the streak betting side. And, this is when I look at these streaks, and they got a pitcher tonight, and this is when you say, do you go with the streak or do you go against the streak? You get a live dog at home. I see these losing pitchers, Walker 5-10 against Meyer 0-2, and they make him a short-priced favorite. If you're a streak better like I am, you got to lay the 125 on the road. It's a cheap number with a hot team at the Seattle rolling along.
Have you found, like, when you're dealing with your clients, and I know you've talked about this, the fact that you've got them to buy into, hey, listen, if there's an opportunity, forget the sport. I know everybody loves football. But they're still on top of the baseball and they're diving into the soccer.
Yeah, and I couldn't be more clear than to say on the NFL card on Sunday we didn't play anything at the 10 o'clock spot your time, and our first football game of the day was the Toronto Argonauts straight up on the money line and in the CFL, and they won the game 33-20 as a bounce back because they played the same team the week before. So, yeah, I mean, I got guys playing CFL on NFL opening day, and they finally get it that it doesn't matter whether it's CFL or whether it's NFL. If there's a line on it, you can play it and make money.
All right. What about your Terps this week, Mike? What do you make of what you've seen so far from Maryland?
How about Nicholls State against Georgia, Brian? Plus 54, they almost won the game.
Well, Grambling, right? Grambling against Arizona.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, yeah, let's talk about the Terps real quick.
Well, I mean, last week they made that, 2 weeks ago they made the crazy line against, it was a 52-point line at some places while we were in Vegas. Some of the sportsbook had it, they didn't cover. So the Maryland team is still rocky. They have a lot of freshmen, a lot of these sophomores that are just not poised yet. So once they start playing the root of the schedule, it's going to be a lot tougher. If I were you, we're not playing the game, but I would go against the Terps this week.
All right.
Not a homer.
I'll tell you what, huge matchups, some of these games this week. College football, the beauty of college football, I mean, every game for the big boys is life and death to get into that Final Four.
I mean, listen, Alabama barely covered that game. Michigan barely covered the game. It was a 1-point cover on Michigan. It was a 1-point cover on Alabama. These line makers are sharp early in the season. I would stay away from these top 25 teams unless you like pain or you're going to play the games of the second half, the game within the game as we discussed. I mean, look at this Alabama game against Ole Miss, laying 10 on the road. They're already telling you this is going to be a slugfest.
All right. JohnSyndicate.com, 1-800-880-7507. Get hold of John or Mike. Now, you're coming back. You got an itinerary?
I will be there in studio on October 4th.
That was we. You're bringing them back?
I know. I said I.
Oh, you said we. Mike, I'm trying.
I said I.
Mike, I'm your agent, buddy.
One night, Brian, just to get the dinner. Just one night, I might fly in, catch the red eye
He
back.
weighed 7 pounds in 7 days, Brian. We got him on the scale when we landed.
Mike, check.
7 pounds in 7 days.
Mike, check the archive. He said we. It's on tape, babe.
That was a clip.
All right, fellas. Have a great week. We'll talk to you again next week. Get hold of them at JohnSyndicate.com. 1-800.
For the lady that sat between us on the way home. Let's put it that way.
Well, but you got to bring them back because I owe them chicken wings. All right. 800-880-7507. SportsbookRadio.com shows live an archive for you. Jay Cornegay, Bruce Marshall, the guys from JohnSyndicate.com. Thanks to our buddy Darren Banks from the D. Good stuff tomorrow. We got Mark Lawrence coming on board. We'll see what the big man's got cooking downtown at the Golden Nugget. Check Esposito and more. Thursday at Oasis with Art Manteris. Thinking Al Bernstein may come back and join us again. 4955 South Decatur. Don't forget the Monday Night Maniac Party there. And Friday we're downtown.
Guys, you hear us live on radio each and every week here at 1400 AM. We talk about it when we do these videos, but now you've actually heard it live. We're here each and every week in Vegas, in Baltimore. Pick up the phone, make the call, don't stall. We just cashed an early ticket. Be global, not local. Good day and good luck.
Las Vegas is right here on AM